And welcome back once again. It is Baldy Chris on the YouTube airwaves once more, and this episode is probably going to be a long one. Apologies in advance if you're looking for something concise. This is going to be the last one in the series of the gameplay modes. So as you can probably see here, it's going to be a rainbow run that we're going to be doing, playing as Gunslinger, and these do have the noticeable impact that they can leave you quite overpowered, particularly if you are playing as the Gunslinger. Hence, it's likely to take a while to go through. I'll try not to dilly-dally too much. But yeah, it's a good way to try and do some of the trickier unlocks in the game. Things like beating the Advanced Dragon, for example, or beating Challenge Mode. Reason being, you get a rainbow chest at the start of every floor, which you can see in regular gameplay, but chances are you probably haven't. They're very, very rare items. And in normal gameplay modes, as you can see, they will chuck out 8 items. There's 4 items. Four items and 4 weapons. Although they've kind of bounced out of place a little bit in opening that one. And really, it's just about picking what you think is going to be the best for you. In rainbow mode, it's about picking what you think is going to be the best for you, because you can only pick one of the items. I'm going to pick the dark marker, and hey presto, everything else disappears. If you're lucky enough to see one in regular gameplay, then you will get to take all 8 items. And I've had it happen once. It was a disguised rainbow chest. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. It actually happened during a rainbow run as well, so I think it was a brown chest in appearance, but it's a rainbow chest in content, so I'd already had 1 or 2 rainbow chests, I guess, in the course of the game. You get, in rainbow mode, you get a rainbow chest at the start of each floor that you visit, so it's definitely worth visiting as many floors as possible. So yeah, I'd had a couple already, opened up a natural rainbow chest, and took all 8 items and still didn't make it to the end of the game. Okay, now I talked about the disguise chests. Bowler, our little friend from the breach, will sit on chests to prevent you from opening them. In fact, you can open them and it will cost you a key to do so, but you won't get the contents. If, however, he's not actually sitting on the chest, but stood off to one side, then it's a rainbow chest. So I'm going to destroy it. See what comes out of it. Junk is not as useless as the title would suggest. It may become apparent towards the later stages of the video why I would like to have some junk. In theory you can get Sir Junkin as well, but I believe only if you've never seen him before. Certainly I've not encountered him in rainbow mode, and I've had, I don't know, 16 pieces of junk in some runs, because they do take in a lot of different floors. But yeah, there are other reasons to want junk. Oops. Particularly if you're playing as the robot, the junk will give you a damage up. So robot is a decent character to use in rainbow mode. Okay. Here's one facet of the rainbow modes. The shopkeeper will not have items or weapons for sale. He will have things like health, ammo, keys, blanks and guan stones, and that's about it. So for the purposes of this run, I'm just going to buy a key. There's little else to spend the money on, really, and although the keys aren't a great deal of use, if you do try opening a naturally occurring chest, or a chest that requires a key, you will still use up a key, but you won't get the contents. But there are of course other things that keys are used for, and predominantly from the first floor it's gaining access to the oubliette, which requires 2 keys. So I've made sure to be able to do that by buying a second key. I probably should have waited just to see whether there was going to be a naturally occurring key drop. Okay, there's the boss. Actually, we've got a damn fine weapon in the shape of the dark marker, so I'm just going to go in and deal with the boss now, hopefully. should be a fairly straightforward battle, because with the gunslinger, the dart marker lets off a lot of blanks with the effect that it takes most of the enemy bullets out of the air, if not all of them. There we are. And if bosses aren't shooting bullets, then they're a lot less scary than when they are. So yeah, there we go. This weapon, as you may have seen from the quest for the finished gun series, there was a key drop after all, has proved pretty beneficial in terms of actually beating the rat in particular. Okay, so it was a flawless victory, so you do still get the master round at the end, but the item or weapon pedestal that you'd get for beating the boss is empty, unfortunately, and I believe could still be a mimic. You can certainly see mimic pedestals in rainbow mode, and mimic chests and wall mimics and just all the usual horrid types of mimics. Yeah, definitely not short of keys, which is it's a bit of a pity that you tend not to get luck that good in the course of a normal run when you actually do want all the keys to actually open the chests as well as open the oubliette as well. I mean, it is pretty rare that you'd end up with 4 keys and 65 cash by the end of the first floor in ordinary gameplay, but but yes, as you can see, we are building up the keys and the cash. Neither one of them is hugely useful in this gameplay mode. Okay, there's a bowler sitting on the chest, so we can destroy that quite safely. Don't really get much benefit from the spare hearts. Yes, so you build up naturally a lot of keys and a lot of cash during these runs because you don't really have the opportunity to spend them in the same way that you ordinarily would. I'm just going to open up the oubliette here. For that reason, Rainbow Mode is a very, very good way of dealing with the elevator shortcuts if you're still to open those, because they, for the later floors in particular, have got quite a high tariff in terms of the amount of keys and cash that are required to open those. So Rainbow Mode is definitely a good shout in terms of improving your chances of having the requisite items to get, and I think you also need hegemony credits as well if you've managed to already unlock all the things in the game. As you can see up in the top right, you end up with loads of hegemony credits, so they cease to be at a premium after a while as well. Well, might as well go in and get the armour. And he's sitting on that chest, so we shall destroy that. Some more junk. Okay. Now, ordinarily, the next course of action, having cleared out a floor, would be to look for secret rooms, and this would be one such place. The bottom and right-hand walls, in particular, would be likely candidates. But I'm not going to do that simply because the secret rooms tend to have chests in them, or at least anything that's got significant value in a secret room tends to be in a chest, and you can't open those chests. You can't open any chests other than the rainbow chests in this game. But you can open the rat chests should you get into the rat fight. But you can open them, but you don't get anything out of them. Which was why it took me so very long to finally unlock the rat items. Okay, now there's a good choice of stuff here. Again, we've got the Makeshift Cannon, which is a one-shot weapon, which is best reserved for bosses and will not quite one-hit kill them, but it'll make a proper mess of them, that's for sure. So that's tempting, but of course it does only have one piece of ammo in it. We can refill the ammo, but you only get one shot out of them. So I'll resist having that. Instead what I'm going to have is the Gungeon strain, which weakens all enemies, including bosses as well. So that, I think, is more of a long-term useful thing to pick up for me. It depends on your gameplay strengths, really. I certainly like being able to kill things easier, in particular the bosses, which will hopefully lead to more likelihood of getting the flawless victories if the battles end quicker. That's cornered myself quite a bit there, which I didn't really want to do. Seem to have got away with it though. Yeah, if you can end a boss battle quicker, there's more chance of getting a flawless victory out of it. So yeah, I'll take that little advantage where I can. That was a close one. That was closer still. Too close, clearly. So this is perhaps a room where I should have switched over to a superior weapon. In fact, let's do that. Yeah, that made a bit of a mess of them, didn't it? Just sort of conscious of trying to hang on to the ammunition in my what's basically dedicated boss killer. This is another room where I think it might be beneficial to employ some higher grade weapons. Yeah, make very short work of that room, in fact. Didn't even use up all that much ammo either. Yeah, happy with that. Nearly blew myself up with the explosive barrel there, which would not have been good. Oh, a trap room. What fun. Now, simply because there are other rooms I can go visit, I'm going to. I'm only going to attempt the trap room if I absolutely have to. So I'll open up the teleporter for the shop, so we've got some more armour to be gained there, which I would probably leave until after tackling the trap room, rather than run the risk of blowing it straight up. We've got the old crest there, which I'm going to leave till the end of the floor. In an effort to try and preserve that, so that we could potentially go visit the Abbey as well. Stop buffing. Stop the buffing. Okay, ammo refill, jolly good. And yeah, not a rainbow chest since he's sitting on it. He will sometimes be on fire, which is enough to make you think, that's a bit different, surely that must be a rainbow chest, but it's not. It's only if he's sitting off to the side that it's a rainbow chest. So yeah, don't go wasting keys opening ones where he's on fire, because you'll still be disappointed. Although you may well have keys to spare. Saying that, I've only got one key. Clearly haven't actually picked up any since the first floor. Right, how are we going to get across here? Badly is how we're going to get across there. Just going to take the hit here. There we are. That's why I didn't want to pick up armour before going into that room. Just seems a bit of a waste to lose armour and the blank effect that you get from it, just on a room that's got nothing but traps in it. Though you do, of course, run the possibility of opening a secret room with the blank effect. Doesn't seem to have been the case there. And like I said, it probably either just consists of a chest or something of limited use. So I don't see a great value in hunting for secret rooms in Rainbow mode, so I tend not to. Should loop round to another chest room. Yeah, so that would have been a chest drop for the room, but Bowler has those as well. He's dangerously obsessive about you're only getting into rainbow chests. Okay, and yeah, there's one of the reasons why it is worth destroying the chests in this game. It's managed to top our health up. Not that it was doing too badly, but it doesn't hurt to be completely full. Quite sure how I hit the lower of those two little beholster things first. Don't think I could have done it if I wanted to, but obviously the auto aim slid past the first one and got the second one. Don't know why. And I imagine this must be the boss by now. Yes, it is. So, have we been everywhere? Yes, we have. Okay, so Blobulord, here we come. Always the same boss on the secret floors, whereas the main floors it randomises. I haven't seen much in the way of blank effects so far, but there we go. That's them kicking in. About to disappear. Is it? Oh, is he? That's him about to disappear. Oh, you little bugger. Thought I'd managed to squeeze through. Luckily, you don't need to get flawless victories against the secret floor enemies. No benefit to be had from it other than just keeping as much health as possible. So, yeah. I was going to say we're all done here now, which is not completely true because the old crest is still sitting there just waiting for us to get our grubby mitts on it. And I'm going to buy some armour just because I've got plenty of cash, might as well spend it on something. Now we've only got one key, but realistically there's only one thing that would still need a key, and that's opening the hatch to the rat fight. Although we would still need 115 in cash to be able to buy the Nord key. So I'll hold off buying those blanks. Buying blanks is a good tactic in Rainbow mode generally, especially if you're still trying to beat the past for any given character, because if you've got blanks left over, they will carry through to the past with you. I think that's also true of armour. So if you can manage to go through the dragon fight with sort of 8 or 9 blanks or whatever, it can make your life a lot easier when it comes to taking on the past for a tricky character. Someone like the Bullet I've found very difficult to do until some time where I had sort of 8 or more blanks and just sort of went up to it and hacked away at it with the crappy wooden sword you get given and just fired a blank every time he started to do an attack, rather than doing the very patient getting in and picking away at him. Yeah, I'm going to pick up the black hole gun, which should pretty much carry us through the rest of the game, so long as the ammo holds out, because it's just a crazy weapon in the hands of the gunslinger. It's a good weapon for almost all characters. Does need to be charged up, so I'll do that before I go into the rooms, and needs a decent long trajectory across the room to be as sure of getting as many of the enemies and bullets out of the air as possible. Definitely a tactic to bear in mind. Whoops, I did not mean to fire that off, that was a complete waste. A tactic to bear in mind for rooms that have got more than one wave of enemies is that you can, if the flight path lasts long enough, it'll pull in the second wave of enemies as well as the first. Ah, oh, what a stupid hit from a bullet kin as well, god damn it. So we're not going to the Abbey. And I really thought we would be. Particularly with Black Hole Gun, that was almost inexcusable. Okay, and since I'm not going to need to use the Black Hole Gun to cross this particular trap room, I shan't waste the ammo. That was decidedly pointless route, full stop, actually. Right. Take the slightly longer but less treacherous way back to the exit that is actually useful. Black Hole Gun is a great room clearer for any character. It's not super effective for boss killing unless it's with the gunslinger, and the reason for that is that without the gunslinger's synergies it takes all the bullets out of the air, but it doesn't do a lot of damage to bosses. But with these weird tentacle effects coming off it for the gunslinger, it does, and you can probably kill a boss in 3 shots possibly, maybe even less than that, given that we've got the Gungeon strain. So hopefully we'll get to see that before long. Like I say, it's just a question of getting the ammo to hold out long enough. So I'm hoping we see an Ancient Heroes bandana, which will quadruple the ammo capacity of all the weapons. Okay, yeah, there we are. One of the ones where Bowler's on fire, but still just a regular chest. You have to take my word for it. And annoyingly, having taken precisely 1 hit, and a stupid one at that. There's the altar room. Only it's not the altar room, it's Cursula. But there's the altar room. So that would have been where we put the old crest down, exchanged it for a bit of regular armour, and then went on our merry way, having opened up the entrance to the Abbey. Okay, we've got a mini boss, which shouldn't present much of a threat. Though it has come straight at me there. There we go, 1 hit. There's no damage cap attached to mini bosses, so that's probably why he disappeared quite so quickly. And then, yeah, once again, Bowler sitting on the chest to stop us getting the contents. We've got the added bonus now of having a map, so we can see there is a secret room. It's the grey one, and we've got a Lost Adventurer as well. Yeah, had we opened that up, there is an item in there. No, yeah, but I don't think you can tell what until you actually visit it, and a key. So I don't know, maybe we'll spend a blank going to see what it's all about. But yeah, typically they're not a whole lot of use in rainbow mode. Okay, we've got enough, let's buy that. We could have bought a map as well. We're not going to do that. Right. Okay, yeah, so there was a second wave there, but they all got taken in with the same shot. and this is where the Lost Adventurer is. Now if this is still something you need to unlock, go right ahead and do it in rainbow mode. So yeah, have the completed map, no problem. But unfortunately you don't get to keep the item that he would give you. Normal gameplay mode, you absolutely would want to be seeing what that was, and it was down here, wasn't it? The secret room was. So let's check out what there is. And it's a Gungeon stone, so pretty measly really. I think simply hanging on to the blank would have been better. But yeah, had there been a chest in there, no benefit to us whatsoever. Right, is there a benefit to clearing out the rest of the floor? Probably not. It's a chest room here. We'll have a look at the chest room. It is a standard chest with him sitting on it, so let's having a look just in case it might have been a rainbow chest, with little hope that that might be the case. So let's just go deal with the boss now. So yeah, even though the boss isn't on screen and has been disappeared for quite a while, that's still doing damage to it. So yeah, it made it a pretty trivial fight and took a whopping 2 shots to put it down. So quite helpful. Another master round, very helpful. We'll go have a look at the other floors, the other rooms, just in case we get lucky and get an ammo drop come out of them. No joy there. All there. So yeah, instead of getting an ammo boost, we've just lost another 2. Don't think the shopkeeper had ammo for sale, did he? No, he didn't. And while technically I could buy some more armour, we've got plenty, and I think I'll just hang on to the cash so that I can buy ammo next time some is available. Bit of a pity we can't go visit the Abbey and get another rainbow chest, but there's no guarantee of keeping the old crest alive, so we'll just head off to the 3rd floor and see how we get on there. Okay, so there's again quite a few good things here. For a moment I was thinking that was the finished gun. That would have been an incredible drop. It's not long since I finished the quest for the finished gun, so presumably it will show up from time to time. Don't think that is it though. It is slightly annoying it doesn't tell you what these things are, you just have to rely on your own recognition. So we've got the weird egg. I mentioned fighting the advanced dragon earlier. Picking up the weird egg is one way of getting to unlock the advanced dragon, and all the junk we've got. The egg hatches into a serpent. I think you have to hatch it in fire. It turns into a serpent, which you then activate by feeding 4 items. If you've got junk, that's definitely the best thing to give it, rather than sacrificing anything else. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the Riddle of Lead, which I think just improves all our stats. It actually gives us extra heart health as well. Don't know if it says precisely what it does. Unreasonable courage in the face of danger. I don't know if that just means that we do extra damage to bosses only, or whether it applies to all enemies. I'm not sure, but it certainly makes our life easier. However, picking up another weapon would have at least solved the potential ammo crisis that we've got. So, I mean, it's not too bad. We've got 13 shots left in this weapon. And the dart marker is a very capable weapon as well, so... Now this room might actually require a second shot. Is it not even taken out that second depth? That's unfortunate. Okay, let's try doing that just with pistol. Probably help to get nearer it. Yeah, had I managed to get a better straight line shot across the room, maybe one shot would have done for both waves of enemies rather than having to do it the way we've done it there. Don't know if it pulls that guy out of the ground. Oh, we're going to need a second shot here as well. Took a hit there. That's one drawback to this weapon. It does not fire fast, and it really requires a long charge up. Got about 3 false starts on that particular shot, hence taking a couple of hits. Really didn't do very well there. So yes, definitely charge it up before you go into a room and hope you don't need to use a second shot. Or rather, be ready with a secondary weapon to clear up anything that still needs clearing up. Definitely want to be finding some ammo fairly shortly. There we are. Still no ammo. What about in the shop? Oh, bellow, you miserable bugger. Get some ammo. Couldn't you call this a shop, really? Okay, not the room drop I was after, but I'll take it. Okay, yeah, I'm absolutely not going to feed a dart marker and a black old gun into the gun muncher. Not even sure if gun munchers still work in rainbow mode. I suppose they would, but it's hard to see what weapons we'd get would be better than what we've got. Okay, that shot wasn't idealised. I'm going to use a blank there as well, because I didn't let it go as far across the room as it should have done, really. There we are. Yes, better shot placement would have ensured that died within the 3 shots rather than having to plug away at it from a distance with the starter pistol there. And as the ammo refill I was after, another flawless as well, so that's all good. Now, one thing that the black old gun does is make it very, very difficult to see whether there were rats on the floor or not, because they all get sucked up. So still looking for the rat fight. And it might be a question of wandering around. Woo. Trying to spot rats on the floor before we fire off any shots, or it may be that we've already been past the room with the hatch in it. No, here we are. There we go. There were rats on the floor there. Where are the little dust clouds? There they are. So yeah, finding this hatch, if you haven't got the visual clue of the rats, can be quite tricky to do, because you're literally trawling through an entire empty floor just looking at big rooms to see whether they've got dusty patches in them or not. Can take quite a while. Done a bit of a boo-boo here in that I used a blank in the boss fight there. And we actually need two to be able to get into the rat's lair. So hopefully there's one in the shop. There is. There's another option as well, because we've got armour, and armour triggers a blank effect. You can throw yourself into the pit and trigger a blank effect that way, but it's not to be recommended. Have we got enough for the second blank as well? I was going to say might as well have that. That is completely stupid. You will see why imminently. So back to the room with the hatch. Oh, actually, we've not been everywhere yet. We've had both chests, haven't we? Or have we? There's one. And we haven't had the second chest. Let's look for the second chest, just in case it should happen to be a rainbow chest. There's ammo. I don't think the room down here is going to be a chest room, but let's have a look at it anyway. Okay, so yeah, again, slightly better shot with the black hole gun would have taken everything out rather than leaving ones to be mocked up. Okay, yeah, it was unlikely. It's not a rainbow chest. Okay, off to the rat hatch, and yeah, you'll see why I've done a bit of a cock up with the blanks. So use a key to get in. So yeah, I've put us up to 3 blanks by buying 2 in the shop. Got to use 1 to open the first wall, another to open that second wall, leaving me with 1 blank. And as soon as we enter the next floor, we'll get 2 blanks anyway. So I should have just saved the money and been given the 2 blanks at the start of the next floor. Not to worry. With the weapon setup we've got, we shouldn't really be in dire need of blanks for any part of this floor. I say that now, I'm sure I can find a way to cock it up. What do we got? Ooh. Now we have got a rat item there, which is just crazy overpowered, but why not? I'm going to have that. So yeah, I think between Dark Marker, Black Hole Gun and the partially eaten cheese, it should be difficult to get caught out from now on. Okay, so the usual story of following the maze here, so right, left, down, left for me. Did they drop anything good? They don't appear to have dropped anything at all, which seems impossible. You bastard. Yeah, I really thought there was enough room in the corridor for that shot to sneak overhead there, but clearly misjudged it. Should have gone into Pac-Man. Damn it. Right, okay, there's the empty room, my favourite. Oh, and a swarm room. So yeah, not quite enough airtime for the the black hole there to take all of them out, but enough. Skeletons, nope, you can just get in the black hole, thank you. Meaning this should now be the top-up room, or antechamber, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, let's have a go at the rat fight. I suspect we'll do all right with this particular setup. Yep, that was much more straightforward than on other occasions, as you may very well have seen from some of my efforts with this particular boss. Okay, let's make sure we can get that black hole gun charged up, please. Please. There we go. This might take a few more shots, so the health bar on this one is very big. Might even take a fifth one. Yeah, looks like it's going to. There we are. Distinctly unchallenging. This bit is going to be as challenging as ever. Helpfully though, whatever you knock out of him, you get to keep. Damn it. Yeah, I never do very well on the punch-out phase, as you will have seen from the Quest for the Finished Gun episodes, which were very focused on getting to the rat fight. So, yeah. This is about the only way to actually pick up items in Rainbow mode, other than the Rainbow chests themselves, is whatever you get given here. So, a pea shooter. Okay. We'll pick up the key just because. No more armour. Jolly good. And we'll just pick up all the goodies he's got to offer, even though there's a fair chance most of them won't be super useful. Like keys, for example. Don't think we've got anything else we can fill up. It is possible some of these chests are mimics. To be honest, actually, mimics in Rainbow mode are best left well alone because you don't get any benefit from them. So, let's do something different rather than open the chests. Not actually going to do it, but it's something you never really get to see. So I'm going to open this lock, and yeah, that would be a shortcut to the 5th floor rather than the 4th floor. I don't know if you can see that there is a V on the floor there, so I'm not very clear with the lighting setup that I've got on the TV. But no, I would rather just go to the 4th floor. Potentially I could have opened up a secret area within the the area where the chests were, but you need a blank to do it, and I thought I'd rather hang on to the extra blank. Not that there's any great need to be hanging on to the blanks, given the setup that we've got, but why not have them anyway? Okay, I've done 5 of the 10 floors there, so it's probably as good a time as any to call this episode to a halt, because it's likely to exceed the 1 hour you get on Share Factory. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in part 2.